Get ready to be blown away by the breathtaking beauty of these UNESCO Natural World Heritage Sites. You won't believe what nature has in store for you. Natural World Heritage Sites contain some of the Earth's most valuable natural areas, recognized as being of outstanding universal value to humanity for their global significance to nature conservation. To date, there are 266 natural sites inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, including 218 sites recognized for their natural value and 39 mixed sites recognized under both natural and cultural criteria. The World Heritage Convention sets the highest international standards for the integrity, protection, and management of around 3,500,000 square kilometers, more than the size of India, across more than 100 countries. Welcome to Adventure Travel, your window to see the beauty of the world. Stay tuned for future parts where we'll uncover even more hidden gems. Remember to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts with us. Which sites do you think should make it to part 2? Let's begin our journey. Number 16. Iguazu National Park, Argentina. This semicircular waterfall at the heart of this site is some 80 meters high and 2,700 meters in diameter and is situated on a basaltic line spanning the border between Argentina and Brazil. Made up of many cascades producing vast sprays of water, it is one of the most spectacular waterfalls in the world. The surrounding subtropical rainforest has over 2,000 species of vascular plants and is home to the typical wildlife of the region: tapirs, giant anteaters, howler monkeys, ocelots, jaguars, and caimans. Located in Misiones province in the northeastern tip of Argentina and bordering the Brazilian state of Paraná to the north, Iguazu National Park, jointly with its sister park Iguazu in Brazil, is among the world's visually and acoustically most stunning natural sites for its massive waterfalls. It was inscribed on the World Heritage List in 1984. Across a width of almost 3 kilometers, the Iguazu or Iguazu River drops vertically some 80 meters in a series of cataracts. The river, aptly named after the indigenous term for Great Water, forms a large bend in the shape of a horseshoe in the heart of the two parks and constitutes the international border between Argentina and Brazil before it flows into the mighty Paraná River less than 25 kilometers downriver from the park. Large clouds of spray permanently soak the many river islands and surrounding riverine forests, creating an extremely humid microclimate favoring lush and dense subtropical vegetation, harboring a diverse fauna. Number 15. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is a site of remarkable variety and beauty on the northeast coast of Australia. It contains the world's largest collection of coral reefs, with 400 types of coral, 1,500 species of fish, and 4,000 types of mollusk. It also holds great scientific interest as the habitat of species such as the dugong, sea cow, and the large green turtle, which are threatened with extinction. As the world's most extensive coral reef ecosystem, the Great Barrier Reef is a globally outstanding and significant entity. Practically, the entire ecosystem was inscribed as World Heritage in 1981, covering an area of 348,000 square kilometers and extending across a contiguous latitudinal range of 14 degrees, 10 degrees south to 24 degrees south. The Great Barrier Reef includes extensive cross-shelf diversity, stretching from the low water mark along the mainland coast up to 250 kilometers offshore. This wide depth range includes vast shallow inshore areas, mid-shelf and outer reefs, and beyond the continental shelf to oceanic waters over 2,000 meters deep. Within the Great Barrier Reef, there are some 2,500 individual reefs of varying sizes and shapes, and over 900 islands, ranging from small sandy cays and larger vegetated cays to large rugged continental islands rising, in one instance, over 1,100 metres above sea level. Collectively, these landscapes and seascapes provide some of the most spectacular marine scenery in the world. Number 14. Gondwana Rainforests of Australia. This site, comprising of several protected areas, is situated predominantly along the Great Escarpment on Australia's east coast. The outstanding geological features displayed around the shield volcanic craters and the high number of rare, threatened rainforest species are of international significance for science and conservation. It is a serial property comprising the major remaining areas of rainforest in southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales. It represents outstanding examples of major stages of the Earth's evolutionary history, ongoing geological and biological processes, and exceptional biological diversity. A wide range of plant and animal lineages and communities with ancient origins in Gondwana, many of which are restricted largely or entirely to the Gondwana rainforests, survive in this collection of reserves. The Gondwana rainforests also provides the principal habitat for many threatened species of plants and animals. Number 13. Wet Tropics of Queensland, Australia. This area, which stretches along the northeast coast of Australia for some 450 kilometres, is made up largely of tropical rainforests. This biotope offers a particularly extensive and varied array of plants, as well as marsupials and singing birds, along with other rare and endangered animals and plant species. The Wet Tropics of Queensland, or Wet Tropics, stretches along the northeast coast of Australia for some 450 kilometres, encompassing some 894,420 hectares of mostly tropical rainforest. This stunningly beautiful area is extremely important for its rich and unique biodiversity. It also presents an unparalleled record of the ecological and evolutionary processes that shape the flora and fauna of Australia, containing the relics of the Great Gondwanian Forest that covered Australia and part of Antarctica 50 to 100 million years ago. All of Australia's unique marsupials and most of its other animals originated in rainforest ecosystems, and their closest surviving relatives occur in the wet tropics. These living relics of the Gondwanian era and their subsequent diversification provide unique insights to the process of evolution in general. They also provide important information for the interpretation of fossils of plants and animals found elsewhere in Australia. They also provide important information for the interpretation of fossils of plants and animals found elsewhere in Australia, and about the evolution of Australia's sclerophyll flora and marsupial fauna in particular. Number 12. Fraser Island, Australia. Fraser Island lies just off the east coast of Australia. At 122 kilometres long, it is the largest sand island in the world. Majestic remnants of tall rainforest growing on sand and half the world's perched freshwater dune lakes are found inland from the beach. The combination of shifting sand dunes, tropical rainforests and lakes makes it an exceptional site. Fraser Island, also known by its Aboriginal name of Gari, lies along the eastern coast of Australia. The property covers 181,851 hectares and includes all of Fraser Island and several small islands off the island's west coast. It is the world's largest sand island, offering an outstanding example of ongoing biological, hydrological, and geomorphological processes. The development of rainforest vegetation on coastal dune systems, at the scale found on Fraser Island, is unique. Plus, the island boasts the world's largest unconfined aquifer on a sand island. The property has exceptional natural beauty, with over 250 kilometres of clear sandy beaches, with long, uninterrupted sweeps of ocean beach, strikingly coloured sand cliffs, and spectacular blowouts. Inland from the beach are majestic remnants of tall rainforest growing on sandy dunes and half of the world's perched freshwater dune lakes. Number 11. Purnululu National Park, Australia. The 239,723 hectare Purnululu National Park is located in the state of Western Australia. It contains the deeply dissected Bungle Range, composed of the Devonian Age quartz sandstone, eroded over a period of 20 million years into a series of beehive-shaped towers or cones, whose steeply sloping surfaces are distinctly marked by regular horizontal bands of dark grey cyanobacterial crust, single-celled photosynthetic organisms. These outstanding examples of cone karst owe their existence and uniqueness to several interacting geological, biological, erosional and climatic phenomena. Although Purnululu National Park has not been widely known in Australia until recently and remains relatively inaccessible, it has become recognised internationally for its exceptional natural beauty. The prime scenic attraction is the extraordinary array of banded, beehive-shaped cone towers comprising the Bungle Range. These have become emblematic of the park and are internationally renowned among Australia's natural attractions. The dramatically sculptured structures, unrivalled in their scale, extent, grandeur and diversity of form anywhere in the world, undergo remarkable daily and seasonal variation in appearance, including striking colour transition following rain and with the positioning of the sun. The intricate maze of towers is accentuated by sinuous, narrow, sheer-sided gorges, lined with majestic Livistona fan palms. These, and the soaring cliffs up to 250 metres high, are cut by seasonal waterfalls and pools, creating the major tourist attractions in the park with evocative names such as Echidna Chasm, Paganini, and Cathedral Gorges. Number 10. The Sundarbans, Bangladesh. The Sundarbans mangrove forest, one of the largest such forests in the world, 140,000 hectares, lies on the delta of the Ganges, Brahmaputra and Meghna rivers on the Bay of Bengal. It is adjacent to the border of India's Sundarbans World Heritage Site, inscribed in 1987. The site is intersected by a complex network of tidal waterways, mudflats and small islands of salt-tolerant mangrove forests, and presents an excellent example of ongoing ecological processes. The area is known for its wide range of fauna, including 260 bird species, the Bengal tiger and other threatened species, such as the estuarine crocodile and the Indian python. Located in the southwest of Bangladesh, between the river Baleshwar in the east and the Haranbanga in the west, adjoining to the Bay of Bengal, is the largest continuous mangrove forest in the world, with a total area of 10,000 square kilometres. 60% of the property lies in Bangladesh and the rest in India. The land area, including exposed sandbars, occupies 414,259 hectares, 70%, with water bodies covering 187,413 hectares. Number 9. Białowieża Forest, Belarus and Poland. The Białowieża Forest World Heritage Site, on the border between Poland and Belarus, is an immense range of primary forest, including both conifers and broadleaf trees, covering a total area of 141,885 hectares. Situated on the watershed of the Baltic Sea and the Black Sea, this transboundary property is exceptional for the opportunities it offers for biodiversity conservation. It is home to the largest population of the property's iconic species, the European bison. This property includes a complex of lowland forests that are characteristics of the Central European mixed forest terrestrial ecoregion. The area has exceptional conservation significance due to the scale of its old-growth forests, which include extensive undisturbed areas where natural processes are ongoing. The consequence is the richness in deadwood, standing and on the ground, and consequently a high diversity of fungi and saproxylic invertebrates. The property protects a diverse and rich wildlife, of which 59 mammal species, over 250 bird, 13 amphibian, 7 reptile, and over 12,000 invertebrate species. The iconic symbol of the property is the European bison, approximately 900 individuals in the whole property, which make almost 25% of the total world's population and over 30% of free-living animals. Number 8. Okavango Delta, Botswana. This delta in northwest Botswana comprises permanent marshlands and seasonally flooded plains. It is one of the very few major interior delta systems that do not flow into a sea or ocean, with a wetland system that is almost intact. One of the unique characteristics of the site is that the annual flooding from the river Okavango occurs during the dry season, with the result that the native plants and animals have synchronized their biological cycles with these seasonal rains and floods. It is an exceptional example of the interaction between climatic, hydrological, and biological processes. The Okavango Delta is home to some of the world's most endangered species of large mammal, such as the cheetah, white rhinoceros, black rhinoceros, African wild dog, and lion. It is a large low-gradient alluvial fan, or inland delta, located in northwestern Botswana. The area includes permanent swamps, which cover approximately 600,000 hectares, along with up to 1.2 million hectares of seasonally flooded grassland. The Okavango Delta is one of a very few large inland delta systems without an outlet to the sea, known as an endorheic delta. Its waters drain instead into the desert sands of the Kalahari Basin. It is Africa's third largest alluvial fan and the continent's largest endorheic delta. Furthermore, it is in a near pristine state, being a largely untransformed wetland system. The biota has uniquely adapted their growth and reproductive behavior, particularly the flooded grassland biota, to be timed with the arrival of the floodwater in the dry winter season of Botswana. Number 7. Kluane, Wrangell-St. Elias, Glacier Bay, Tatshenshini-Alsek, Canada and USA. These parks comprise an impressive complex of glaciers and high peaks on both sides of the border between Canada, Yukon Territory and British Columbia, and the United States, Alaska. The spectacular natural landscapes are home to many grizzly bears, caribou, and dull sheep. The site contains the largest non-polar ice field in the world. These national parks and protected areas along the boundary of Canada and the United States of America contain the largest non-polar ice field in the world, as well as examples of some of the world's longest and most spectacular glaciers. Characterized by high mountains, ice fields and glaciers, the property transitions from northern interior to coastal biogeoclimatic zones, resulting in high biodiversity with plant and animal communities ranging from marine, coastal forest, montane, subalpine and alpine tundra, all in various successional stages. Number 6. Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks. Renowned for their scenic splendour, the Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks are comprised of Banff, Jasper, Kootenay and Yoho National Parks and Mount Robson, Mount Assiniboine and Hamba Provincial Parks. Together, they exemplify the outstanding physical features of the Rocky Mountain biogeographical province. Classic illustrations of glacial geological processes, including icefields, remnant valley glaciers, canyons and exceptional examples of erosion and deposition are found throughout the area. The Burgess Shale Cambrian fossil sites and nearby pre-Cambrian sites contain important information about the Earth's evolution. The 7 parks of the Canadian Rockies form a striking mountain landscape, with rugged mountain peaks, icefields and glaciers, alpine meadows, lakes, waterfalls, extensive karst cave systems, thermal springs and deeply incised canyons. The Canadian Rocky Mountain Parks possess exceptional natural beauty, attracting millions of visitors annually. The large size of the property, 2,306,884 hectares, its configuration, 800 kilometres long and up to 100 kilometres wide, and the fact that over 95% of the area is legally or administratively maintained in a completely natural condition ensure that the outstanding features and views remain nested in an unaltered natural setting, buffered from the development and activities on adjacent lands. Much of the property is surrounded by over 1 million hectares of adjacent parkland that is managed to similar standards. Number 5. Wulingyuan Scenic and Historic Interest Area, China. A spectacular area stretching over more than 26,000 hectares in China's Hunan province, the site is dominated by more than 3,000 narrow sandstone pillars and peaks, many over 200 meters high. Between the peaks lie ravines and gorges with streams, pools and waterfalls, some 40 caves, and 2 large natural bridges. In addition to the striking beauty of the landscape, the region is also noted for the fact that it is home to a number of endangered plant and animal species. The huge number of sandstone columns and peaks, more than 3,000, are spectacular. These, coupled with other landforms, natural bridges, ravines, waterfalls, streams, pools and caves, and dense broadleaf forest, present an aesthetically beautiful landscape, enhanced by the mists and clouds which frequently shroud the site. There are more than 40 caves and 2 huge natural stone bridges, one of which rises 357 meters above the valley floor. Number 4. China Danxia. China Danxia is a name given in China to landscapes developed on continual red terragenous sedimentary beds, influenced by endogenous forces, including uplift, and exogenous forces, including weathering and erosion. The inscribed site comprises 6 areas found in the subtropical zone of southwest China. They are characterized by spectacular red cliffs and a range of erosional landforms, including dramatic natural pillars, towers, ravines, valleys and waterfalls. These rugged landscapes have helped to conserve subtropical broad-leaved evergreen forests and host many species of flora and fauna, about 400 of which are considered rare or threatened. China Danxia is an impressive and unique landscape of great natural beauty. The reddish conglomerate and sandstone that form this landscape of exceptional natural beauty have been shaped into spectacular peaks, pillars, cliffs and imposing gorges. Together with the contrasting forests, winding rivers and majestic waterfalls, China Danxia presents a significant natural phenomenon. Number 3. Xinjiang Tianshan, China. Comprises 4 components that total 606,833 hectares. They are part of the Tianshan mountain system of Central Asia, one of the largest mountain ranges in the world. Xinjiang Tianshan presents unique physical geographic features and scenically beautiful areas, including spectacular snow and snowy mountains, glacier-capped peaks, undisturbed forests and meadows, clear rivers and lakes, and red bed canyons. These landscapes contrast with the vast adjacent desert landscapes, creating a striking visual contrast between hot and cold environments, dry and wet, desolate and luxuriant. The landforms and ecosystems of the site have been preserved since the Pliocene epoch and present an outstanding example of ongoing biological and ecological evolutionary processes. The site also extends into the Taklamakan Desert, one of the world's largest and highest deserts, known for its large dune forms and great dust storms. Xinjiang Tianshan is moreover an important habitat for endemic and relic flora species, some rare and endangered. Number 2. Ilulissat Icefjord, Denmark. Located on the west coast of Greenland, 250 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, Greenland's Ilulissat Icefjord is a tidal fjord covered with floating, brash and massive ice, as it is situated with a submergic glacier claves ice into the sea. In winter, the area is frozen solid, one of the few places where the ice from the Greenland ice cap enters the sea. Submergic is also one of the fastest moving, 40 meters per day, and most active glaciers in the world. Its annual claving of over 46 cubic kilometers of ice, i.e. 10% of all Greenland calf ice, is more than any other glacier outside Antarctica, and it is still actively eroding the fjord bed. The combination of a huge ice sheet and the dramatic sounds of a fast-moving glacial ice stream carving into the fjord full of icebergs make for a dramatic and awe-inspiring natural phenomenon. The Greenland ice cap is the only remnant in the northern hemisphere of the continental ice sheets from the Quaternary Ice Age. The oldest ice is estimated to be 250,000 years old and provides detailed information on past climatic changes and atmospheric conditions from around 250,000 to 11,550 years ago, when climate became more stable. Studies made over the last 250 years demonstrate that during the last ice age, the climate fluctuated between extremely cold and warmer periods, while today the ice cap is being maintained by an annual accumulation of snow that matches the lost through carving and melting at the margins. This phenomenon has helped to develop our understanding of climate change and ice cap glaciology. Number 1. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. Croatia's largest national park, covering almost 30,000 hectares, is situated in the lower elevations of the Dinarides in the central part of the country. With a beautiful karst landscape dominated by a mix of forests and meadows, the magnificent Plitvice lake system stands out, fascinating scientists and visitors alike. Interconnected by many waterfalls and watercourses above and below ground, the lakes are grouped into the upper and lower lakes. The former are formed on dolomites, with mild relief, not so steep shores and enclosed by thick forests, whereas the latter, smaller and shallower, are situated in limestone canyon with partially steep shores. The lake system is the result of millennia of ongoing geological and biochemical processes, creating natural dams known as tufa barriers. These are formed by the deposition of calcium carbonate from the waters flowing through the property. In the case of the Plitvice lake system, this geochemical process of tufa formation interacts with living organisms, most importantly mosses, algae and aquatic bacteria. The scale of the overall lake system and the natural barriers are an exceptional expression of aesthetically stunning phenomenon, acknowledged since the late 19th century. Plitvice Lakes National Park area is mainly covered with very well-preserved forests, essential for the continuity of geochemical processes in water system, above and below ground, which include an area of 84 hectares of old-growth forest of beech and fir. Besides the striking landscape beauty and the processes that continue to shape the lakes, the park is also home to noteworthy biodiversity. The tufa barriers themselves provide habitat for diverse and highly specialized communities of non-vascular plants. Brown bear, grey wolf and lynx, along with many rare species, roam the forests, while the meadows are known for their rich flora. Thank you for embarking on this adventure with us as we explored the wonders of our world's UNESCO Natural World Heritage Sites. Your support means the world to us. We're eager to hear your thoughts, ideas and suggestions for future destinations and topics. Let's continue this journey together. Don't forget to leave your comments below and stay tuned for part 2. Subscribe to Adventure Travel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out. Your feedback fuels our passion for exploration. Until next time, happy travels!